Hello everybody, welcome to another Nephilim builds. Today we're going to re-equip as Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. As always, keep in mind that these videos are about capturing the spirit of the character rather than capturing their abilities perfectly. With that said, let's start with ability scores. Using the standard point array, we'll put the 15 to Charisma. Awesome doesn't even begin to describe this woman. After that is the 14 in Constitution. Erza can take some brutal punishment. Next is the 13 in Dexterity for AC and the 12 in Strength. Yes, this should be higher, but choices had to be made. We'll get by without it. We'll put the 10 to Intelligence and Dump Wisdom. The members of Fairy Tail are not known for their level heads. For race, we're going to go with Variant Human, putting our increases to Charisma and Dexterity and taking the Tough feat. We'll also choose Perception and speak Common and Sylvan. She's Queen of the Fairies, she'd better speak the lingo. We'll take the Mercenary Veteran background, getting Mercenary Life, Athletics and Persuasion, Land Vehicles, and Dice. Moving on to class, we're going to start off as a fighter. Every kind of magic you can imagine, and Erza picks the one that lets you swing swords and accessorize. Is this what love feels like? I think this is what love feels like. We'll get Strength and Constitution saving throws, pick Acrobatics and Intimidation, and be proficient with all weapons, armor, and shields. At level 1, we'll get Second Wind in our fighting style, taking Defense for AC. We're now going to multiclass to Hexblade Warlock, getting Hex Warrior and Hexblade's Curse. We'll start with 2 cantrips, taking Eldritch Blast and Sword Burst for a bunch of swords. We'll also get 2 spells, taking Shield for AC and Witch Bolt for some Lightning Empress. We'll get the actual requip for it later. We're now going to multiclass to Divine Soul Sorcerer, getting Favored by the Gods and Divine Magic, picking Neutrality for protection from evil and good. We'll get 4 cantrips, taking Shocking Grasp for more Lightning Empress, and Firebolt and Green Flame Blade for Flame Empress. We'll also take Gust for some Wind God armor. We'll also get 2 spells, picking Burning Hands for more Flame Empress and Guiding Bolt for Morning Star. Back to Warlock at level 2, we'll get our Invocations. We'll take Mask of Many Faces to re-equip into our non-combat outfits. You can also use it to visually re-equip into any armors we might not have a transformation for, like Morning Star and Wind God. The other invocation won't matter yet. We'll also take Hellish Rebuke for more Flame Empress. At level 3, we'll get our Pact boon, taking Pact of the Blade and Improved Pact Weapon. Since a lot of our armor sets have a unique weapon, you're going to use your action to summon the appropriate weapon. We'll also take Enthrall for the Seduction armor. It's not magic, just really distracting. Back to Sorcerer, at level 2 we'll get Font of Magic and Featherfall, because what is fall damage? At level 3 we'll get Meta Magic, taking Empowered Spell and Quicken Spell. Use this to cast whatever transformative you want while summoning a weapon with your action. Full requip. We'll also take Enhance ability for the Giant armor. Does she really only use this once? That was such a cool set. At level 4 we'll take the Warcaster feat. We'll also take Shape Water for Sea Empress and Gust of Wind for Wind God. Back to Warlock, at level 4 we'll raise our Charisma. We'll also take Prestidigitation for effects and skip the spell. At level 5 we'll take the Thirsting Blade invocation and take Fly for the Black Wing armor. We'll also take Elemental Weapon for Flame and Lightning Empress. Real talk, why doesn't she have an Ice Empress set? Back to Fighter, at level 2 we'll get Action Surge, and at level 3 we'll get our Martial Archetype. We'll take Champion for Improved Critical. At level 4 we'll cap our Charisma. Back to Sorcerer, at level 5 we'll get Magical Guidance, and then Light for Morning Star and Tidal Wave for Sea Empress. At level 6 we'll get Empowered Healing, which we can't even use, and Haste for Flight Armor. More real talk, why is this called Flight Armor? I mean, I get the definition being used, but it's still misleading. She's got cheetah print on and it's speedy, just call it Cheetah Armor. At level 7 we'll take Stone Skin for Adamantine armor, and at level 8 we'll take the Eldritch Adept feat, taking Eldritch Smite for Nakagami Starlight. We'll also take Dispel Magic because the Nakagami armor does that too. At level 9 we'll take Flame Strike to use Grand Chariot with our Celestial armor. At level 10 we'll get another Meta Magic, taking Extended Spell. We'll also take Absorb Elements for some resistances. At level 11 we'll take Tasha's Otherworldly Guise for either the Heaven's Wheel or Ataraxia armor, whichever you feel like using. Now that we're level 20 we finally have our modifiers. For Inventory we'll take a set of Half Plate for the Heart Cruise armor. You'll just have to pretend your armor is changing when you cast spells. Our AC with defense is 18, our movement speed is 30, and our average HP is 177 with 4d10, 5d8, and 11d6 hit dice. And with that, we are done. Now what can this build do? To start, we have a wide range of damage types to choose from, so we're prepared to take on anything. We also have great HP and AC for being more than half Sorcerer. We can also hold Concentration like a champ with proficiency and advantage on con saves. And as a Hexblade, we of course have our melee and magic attacks relying on the same capped modifier. Hexblade is the best Warlock and it's not even close. Bite me and fight me. For weaknesses, we're spending an entire turn picking our weapon and aesthetic, so you'd best commit to whatever you chose. Also, spreading out so much with what we can do means we don't really have any one thing that we excel at. We also have a negative wisdom, which is always bad. There's also another issue that I know you're all asking about. What about the Purgatory and Clearheart sets? At one point I considered taking 2 levels of Barbarian, using Rage for the Purgatory armor and Reckless Attack for the Clearheart clothing. The problem is these features only work properly if you use Strength for your attacks. Basically, if I wanted to actually use these features effectively while still having a decent enough Constitution, then Charisma would have been stuck at a plus +2 at best. If I wanted it higher, I would have had to make Strength and Charisma 15 using point buy. I would have then of course made Constitution 14 because Erza just can't be lower than that. The last 2 points would have gone to Dexterity just to not be negative, leaving Wisdom and Intelligence dumped. And I know someone's gonna give me grief about the Wisdom already. God forbid these anime characters be bad at anything. It's like they don't realize that there's only a limited number of points to go around, and for one thing to be good, something else has to be bad. In short, trying to include these in any accurate way would have just made the whole build weaker. And honestly, let's get real. Erza says the Purgatory armor is one of her strongest sets, but it might as well be called the Vegeta armor. It basically only exists to get wrecked to show off how strong whoever Erza is fighting is, just so it'll be more impressive when she beats them with the Clear Heart Goku clothing. Bite me and fight me. Jesus, I'm pissing off 2 fandoms with that one. Weaknesses aside, anyone who messes with you is going to end up as nothing more than a fairy tale. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. $1 a month gives you 2-day early access to my videos, a chance to vote for future characters, and access to all of my homebrew content. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and I'll see you all next week when I make Bowser from Super Mario Bros.